Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and how I shot it and edited series. First of all, thank you so much for the great response on my first video in this segment. It means a lot and motivates me to share a more breakdown with you all guys. In today's episode, I'm gonna show you how I shot this particular photograph using all natural light and how I edited in post-processing just to amplify the low contrast look of this particular shot. So let's dive into that. So first of all, you can see on your screen that the straight out of camera picture. This is particularly shot with Sony a7 IV Mark III and a 50mm 1.4 lens. So this particular focal length I use a lot in my wedding shoots because I just love how this lens balance between the wide shots and the portrait shots, and 1.4 gives me so much freedom to play with the great depth of field. So I think this is one of my favorite lenses. So you can see like I have used the entirely natural light this coming from this curtain which was in a bride's room basically. So a lot of time we get such situations in the hotel rooms or maybe some huge banquets or something. So every time when we have this diffuse curtains, we always use the subtleness of the softness of light. So it acts like a huge softbox, right? So yeah, the shot is really very simple. I have just used the light coming from the window outside and I have just diffused it using this particular curtain here. And I just make sure to position her where light is not too flat or not too much of shadows on her face. So I have just tried to balance between this highlights and the shadows part, and you can see nice sketch light coming in her eyes basically, right? So as you can see, the shot is very simple. The straight out of camera picture looks very nice, but to enhance this little more, like I love a little bit of low contrast and the flat look in particular picture. So let's show you how I edit this particular picture. Okay, so let's deep dive into the camera raw section of this particular picture. So currently, as you can see, it is shot with 9 Mark III and it comes with the great details. I shot this wide open on a 50mm 1.4 because I just want that dreamy look, so I need a more depth to control this particular image. So now here is the scenario. It's a different scenario that I want to try in this particular series. As a photographer, we use lot of presets, presets that we bought, that we downloaded from our friends or maybe some Lightroom resources. But every preset acts differently on each image, right? So I wanted to take that scenario in this particular image. So let's apply one of my downloaded preset which I have downloaded from somewhere on the internet. So as you can see, the moment I applied the preset, the picture gone blown away, the highlights and the details gone, the skin tones are very flat. It's almost lost its details on each of the side, right? So now I wanted to make this picture a little bit on low contrast. So what I will do is I will just turn it down the contrast a little bit and the expose a little bit. So as you can see, the picture and the details has came back to its life. The preset made it worst, but when I reduce the exposure and the contrast a little bit, it became again very neutral in the tones in terms of the details and everything. So I found the highlights on this part is a little bit plus, so I can reduce the highlight part of course, but when you turn down the highlights a little bit, the exposure also affects a little bit, so I will just increase the exposure now. Okay, so now just to make sure my white balance is correct, I will just take a dropper tool from here and just put it on the curtains. So that becomes my perfect white balance. So I think you can keep it a little bit on your warmer side also, but I like more of a neutral white balance, and I feel the exposure is a little bit minus, and a little bit of cropping from this side, and I think I'm done. So I will open it on the Photoshop. So as you can see, my edit was pretty simple. So I just adjusted the exposure, contrast and highlight part using my existing preset. So sometimes you do the simplest setting, but you have to keep in mind what kind of look you want to achieve in the final look, right? So let's deep dive into Photoshop now and just retouch this image just to give it the final look, right? So first of all, as usual, I will use my favorite retouch for me heal tool just to remove that small blemishes on the skin, or maybe minor pimples, pores of the skins and everything, right? So I will do it manually. So you can see retouch for me always takes the bindi as some pimples or pores, so it will always remove. So you can always use the mask erase tool and just remove and tell them that it is not a pimple. And if you can see the masking part, you can see what all the blemishes and the pimples it will remove. I will just simply apply, and you can see like there is a major difference in the skin. Again, I will apply the retouch for me dodge and burn, so it will balance out your skin and the lighting imperfections and make it a very even tone. So it makes your skin very detailed, in depth, right? So let's open the dodge and burn part and let's see how it is behaving on this particular image, right? So this was the original and this was the after. So if I zoom in a little bit, just take a look, this was the original, this was after. So if you can see, it is just balancing out the light in this particular part. I will just hit apply because it is perfect for me. And moreover, I will just go to the portrait volumes, so that will add a little bit of volume in terms of contouring and depth in your particular picture. So let's see how portrait volume behaves now. So if you can see, when I apply it to 100%, so I will keep it around 50 to 60% because I don't want very much overly retouched look in this particular image. So I will keep it somewhere around 50 to 60 and hit OK. And yes, this is my final retouch image. So as you can see, I have just used a simple preset and using the retouch for me AI tools, I have just simplified the process of the editing. And as in photographer, you always should know the intent of your images, how you want to edit or how you want to execute your particular image. So that makes your editing process really very easy, and you will quickly end up your editing and you will never end up doing over editing in this particular pictures. Okay, so I will just place a before picture besides this, so you will get an idea like how the overall edited image worked like this. So you will just place the image. Okay, so here is the before and after of this image. So you can notice that how I just reduce the highlights and the contrast balance of overall image and make it a very subtle cinematic kind of look. And I just fixed the skin part of it using the retouch for me. That's it. I think it was a very simple portrait, but sometimes simple editing, simple techniques and simple lighting always makes your photographs pops out. So if you want to use this preset, just comment down below or just head straight to my Instagram account and just DM me. I will share this preset to play with it and look how it turns out into your pictures. So I think I will see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, comment and like this video. Thank you so much.